Hi folks, welcome into the channel. Juan here from Physical Media EU. Today we have another 4K review, in this case the collector's editions for Stop Making Sense. Hello again and thanks for tuning in for another review. As I was saying, today we're going to review the 4K release of Stop Making Sense in this collector's edition released by A24. But before we start, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, if you're interested in physical media, especially Blu-ray reviews and also related topics to movie collecting. You can also find me on Instagram, which has the same handle, Physical Media EU, where I post detailed photos of all the items that are reviewed. With that said, we can begin by taking a look at this beautiful release by A24 of Stop Making Sense. You can see there the photo. It is actually like a real photo, right? It has a very glossy finish versus the kind of like a fabric that this is. So this is very nice, and there are those lettering in golden at the bottom. Now here is the back with all the credits, and here is the spine. Now if we open this up, we find this media book of sorts. You can see there is has like a booklet in the center, and here is the 4K disc of Stop Making Sense. It's very nice because it looks like these old CDs, right? But yeah, it's a 4K disc instead. And then it's full of very nice photos. Some of them go side to side. This is a 62 pages long booklet. And also at the beginning it has a list of the contents of the disc, which include the list of bonus features. There's also several Polaroids, many notes like these, and also some others like this. And also, in case you didn't know, this goes in line with the collector's editions releases from A24, which they used to be exclusive for several years. These were only available on the A24 website, but more recently, by the end of 2024, some of these have also been seen in stores like Barnes & Noble and also Walmart. Now, in case you didn't know, Stop Making Sense is kind of like a concert documentary that was released in 1984 with the recordings of a series of concerts. I think it was 3 nights in a row that the band Talking Heads was performing in Los Angeles, where they were playing their most memorable songs, and then they took the best parts of those recordings and made this documentary in 1984. Now it was remastered in 4K, and also the audio was revamped into Dolby Atmos, and so we get this beautiful release, newly remastered and with enhanced audio. So for both cases, the picture quality and also the audio quality, I think they did an amazing job here. The picture is very crisp and clear. It's not, of course, the main thing, right? Because this is a concert documentary, and it does look great, but don't expect to be mind blown about how the way it looks, especially if you want to compare it to a movie, right? It looks great for a concert, but if you compare it to a movie, it's kind of like comparing oranges with apples. Now, on the other hand, it's worth mentioning that similarly, the Dolby Atmos mix, which in many cases one gets through a movie, in this case you're getting through a concert. So listening to a concert in that kind of mix is also interesting. I thought it looks pretty good. I thought that the audio quality was pretty good, and even though the audio was involving, I think the base features of Dolby Atmos were not very noticeable in this case. But also there's an additional audio track with the original mix from 1984. So if you prefer a more genuine experience, then A24 got you covered. Now moving on to the bonus features, there's an extended version of the concert which has 2 extra songs, and those 2 extra songs are also available in the original quality. So there, if you want to compare what was the original source and the job that was made for this restoration, that's a good way to do it. Besides that, there's also a video about how this restoration was made. There's also an archival 26 minutes long. In addition, there's also one of 26 minutes of David Byrne dancing in silence. This is an archival VHS footage courtesy of David Byrne. Besides that, there's also some bonus content called 2023 Talking Heads Edits. Includes previously unseen newly restored negative, also 1985 Jonathan Demme edit, and also 1995 digital beta transfer. And lastly, there's also commentary audio track with the director Jonathan Demme. So there you have it, Stop Making Sense by Talking Head, released by A24 in 4K. Looks awesome, but if there's a negative side to mention about this, is the price point. This 4K release costs $58, which in my opinion is quite steep, especially when the other 4K releases from A24 in this beautiful collector's edition are around $48. And I'm sure there's a good reason why this is like this. It's just that it's not communicated anywhere, and then as a customer you just have to pay for it. And that's all for the review. I hope you liked it. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also check on Instagram, and I would love to hear in the comments if you know the Talking Heads and if you were aware of this concert. Remember to check out on Instagram for detailed photos of the release, and you're welcome to follow there as well. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all at Okie Dogs.